We'll see you back in about 45 minutes. Sit back and enjoy. Please join me in welcoming the Caliope brothers.
Thank you all. It's great to see everybody out tonight. A beautiful Friday night in Wilton, as they say.
It's dark here, though.
It's dark.
It's one of the darkest places I've ever seen, really.
Well, I wanted to kick us off with our namesake, Caliope. It's gonna the responsibility is gonna fall heavily on Phil's shoulders. So,
You know, it's supposed to sound like a calliope, an old-time steam organ, kind of rolling through town, you know, with a couple of white horses pulling it and vibrating all the mountains all around to get the attention of everybody, and that's what it's supposed to sound like.
Calliope is famously known for being loud and over time out of tune because the steam power will warp the pipes. So what used to be a clear note is then warped. So that's why we named ourselves after that machine. Always loud and always out of tune.
Warped.
And warped. And warped. We want to start off singing some Carter family song, Chewing Gum. If you catch on to the lyrics, feel free to sing along too. And we will try to sing it ourselves. Want to kick us off? Mama don't allow me to whistle, Papa don't allow me to sing. They don't want me to marry, I'll marry just the same. Chaw and chew on gum, chaw and chaw on gum, chaw and chew on gum, chaw and chaw on gum. I never would marry me a lawyer, I'll tell you the reason why. chewing gum, chawing, chewing gum, chawing, chewing gum, chewing, chawing gum. So that's an old song. The Carter Family is one of the first bands to be recording, and they even had to go to great lengths to do it. They couldn't broadcast consistently in the United States, so they actually hopped over to Mexico to begin broadcasting for a few years, which is pretty neat.
But they joined a cult, unfortunately,
Yeah, it was
when they went to
terrible.
Mexico.
Yeah.
So they came back.
Yeah, there's a whole podcast on it. We're going to be starting it out called Stuff We Just Made Up. Anyhow, relationships have always been challenging. And this next one is about a particularly challenging relationship caused by mistaken identity. Is everybody familiar with J.P. Morgan?
Yeah.
Well, this guy's name was Morgan, but he did not have the money to back it up. And that caused a, well, let's hear.
All right. D,
C.
C.
Bill Morgan and man named William Morgan took his girl to see a play, and on their journey homeward they stopped into a cafe. As soon as they were seated, Chrysler grabbed the bill of fare. She called the waiter and she ordered everything that was there. Bill said, I know you're hungry, girl, and I don't like to squeal, but who do you suppose is going to pay for such a meal? You may have known me pretty long, but you sure have got my initials wrong. My name is Morgan, but it ain't JP. My name is Morgan, but it ain't JP. You must think I own the railroad company. You may have known me pretty long, but you sure have got my initials wrong. My name is Morgan, but it ain't JP. Well, Bill, he married Liza, thinking he could change her ways. But what she did to William first, I'm most ashamed to say. As soon as she'd go shopping, she'd buy everything she'd see. What she couldn't pay for, had it sent on COD. One day, 6 big delivery wagons backed up to Bill's home. Asked her to accept the goods while they went back for more. Didn't take Bill very long to grab his hat and coat. Liza finally got back home. She read this little note. My name is Morgan, but it ain't JP. There's no bank on Wall Street that belongs to me. May have known me pretty long, but you sure have got my initials wrong. My name is Morgan, but it ain't JP. Name is Morgan, it ain't JP. Right. Oliver, maybe you'd care to share a bit about the next song we're going to be doing.
Moving Day. Well, this is a song about landlords. And one, all this music is about 100 years old. One thing that hasn't changed in that amount of time is, nobody really loves landlords that much. So this is a song about that called Moving Day. And
Well, I bet people like living somewhere, don't they?
people love living somewhere. That's true. That's true. Landlord said this morning to me, give me your key, this lot ain't free. I can't get no rent out of you. Pack up your rag and skidoo. I'm just waiting for my bill to come home. He's my honey from the honeycomb. He'll have money cause he told me so this morning. Because it's moving day, moving day. Pack the carpet up off the floor, load the oil stove and out the door. It's moving day. Pack your bag of clothes and get away. If you spend every cent, you can live out in a tent. It's moving day. Covered in snow. I said, hello, give me some dough. Here's the landlord waiting for rent. Bill said I ain't got a cent.
Oh no!
Here's some chickens that I brought home for stew. Landlord taking for the rent that's due. Landlord said my coop got robbed this morning. Because it's moving day, moving day. Take the carpet up off the floor, load your oil stove and out the door. It's moving day. Pack your bag of clothes and get away. If you spend every cent, you can live out in a tent. It's moving day.
Thank you. This is another good relationship song. If you got a bad relationship with money, you get kicked out. You get in a bad relationship with a lawyer, you're going to get lied to. If you get in a relationship with a cheater, what is there to do? Anybody? Okay.
Don't cheat back.
Yeah. Or do you? I don't know. I don't know. It's not rhetorical.
That's where duct tape comes in. Don't say anything.
You ever start to think that some duct tape problems might be more of like a zip tie problem?
Yeah, I'm thinking that. Like the back of your guitar's got a zip tie on it right now.
Duct tape would not have fixed that.
See, duct tape would not have fixed that. What they need to make is edible duct tape and edible zip ties, and then you've got everything covered.
I bet you can find that on some websites.
Yeah, you probably can.
Right. And G?
G. What are we playing?
Frankie and Johnny.
Frankie and Johnny. We just met.
Frankie and Johnny were sweethearts. Oh, how they did love. They were as true to each other, as true as the stars above. He's my man, wouldn't do me wrong. Frankie went down fly. So if he's your man, he's doing you wrong. Well, Frankie walked around the town then, and to her surprise, she found Johnny sitting on a cot making love to Nellie Bly. He's my man, but he's doing me wrong. Frankie pulled back her kimono and she took out a little 44. Root toot toot 3 times she shot right through that hardwood door. I shot my man, he was doing me wrong. Sent out all the policemen, sent them all out today, and throw me down in the dungeon cell and throw that key away. I shot my man, he was doing me wrong. Story's got no moral, the story's got no end. This story just goes to show there ain't no good in men. Shot my man, 'cause he was doing me wrong. I just want to say thank you all for listening and being here. It's such a fun night. And for us, this is very unique because typically if we're playing, it's like, not here. Not in front of other people at all. So for us to be in front of all these people willingly listening, it's really a pleasure, and I hope you're enjoying it. One reason we really like this kind of music, it is very inclusive in kind of by nature and by design. It's folk music. That's why we're attending the Folk Cafe. And it's for the folks, which means if you can have a song with 2 or 3 chords, then you can involve pretty much anybody with a rudimentary understanding of music. Some of you out there might even understand what a chord is. You might even know a few chords.
I don't, though.
That's
why I play the banjo.
I have not quite wrapped my head around it. But some songs are even they're best because they have one chord, no movement at all in this area.
Yeah.
You can't play a wrong note.
Yeah.
With the 1 chord tune.
Yep.
One chord system. So we're
Unless you're Phil. Phil will be playing
wrong notes.
a lot of wrong notes, and we will be playing 1 chord. If you want to study, you can watch our left hands doing nothing. that's a simple tune. And this one's a simple story. Born in old Wyoming. Remember that one?
Old Wyoming.
Born in Wyoming.
Oh, born in Wyoming. Yeah.
I was born in old Wyoming and started out roaming. I really thought I'd set the world on fire. So I slicked my hair down pretty and moved into the city, but they didn't seem to know that I was there. I was there. I was there. Well, I even got myself a big cigar. Guess they're kind of busy 'cause I moved into the city and they didn't seem to know that I was there. Well, I went to old Montana and met a girl named Danny. She rolled her eyes just like a dying cat. Her face began to redden when I asked about a wedding, and all she did was look at me and laugh. Laugh and laugh, laugh and laugh. She told me no, but that was only half. She said, young man, you blundered. My husband weighs 300, and I didn't even know she had a better half. Well, I got me a crazy notion to go across the ocean. I thought I'd show London what was what. I got off at Southampton, my poor old toes got tramped on. I guess I'm not as smart as what I thought. What I thought,
What I thought.
what I thought.
What I thought.
I'll never dare to say just what I thought.
What I thought.
'Cause there might be people near me, and if they should ever hear me, I know damn well they'd wanna have me shot.
We'll do some two fiddles. We'll do two fiddles. Yeah, we'll do that.
This is what's next. What tune would you like to play?
Oh, what's on your list?
Want to do Buffalo Girls?
Buffalo Girl.
G.
Yeah, in G.
That one.
Okay.
Here we go.
won't you come out tonight? Come out tonight, oh come out tonight. Buffalo girls, won't you come out tonight and dance by the light of the moon? Circle to the right, all join hands and circle to the light, dance at the light of the moon. Fiddling is much more of a workout than going like this.
Working Phil awful hard up there.
Especially when it's
Oh,
dark.
yes.
Like when it's dark like this, you know, you can create your own light when it's dark, you know.
Yep.
It's so dark out there right now.
Oh, Doc, is it?
It's real dark. It's dark all the way to the bottom, wherever that is. So should I talk about the Irish pig farmer?
The Irish pig farmer.
Pig farmer? Should I?
I don't know if these guys like pig farming.
Well, we'll see what we can do. So there was
See if
this
they like pig
two
farming.
Irish brothers, and they lived in Ireland, and they had a farm, the family farm. This was quite some time ago, and you know, they got along well. They had a lot of animals. They particularly liked to have pigs, and as things happen, you know, the mother and father eventually passed on, and the two boys were left to run the farm. And one boy's name was Patty, and the other boy's name was John. And they got along well and everything, but at some point they decided, you know, we probably ought to each have our own farm. So John decided he was going to go to America and see what he could do in America and maybe have a farm there. So they made arrangements. He got on a boat. He went to America, and he started a farm, and they kept in touch with each other, John and Patty. They'd send each other letters all the time, and a number of years went by, and they were both doing pretty well, raising their pigs and everything. And finally, one day, John says, you know, I think I want to go visit my brother Patty. So he wrote him a letter, and sure enough, they make an arrangement, and he goes over to Ireland, and he gets a cart, and he goes up into the hills and comes up to the old farmstead, and there's Patty waiting for him on the porch, and they have their great reunion. They missed each other, and they talk about all the old times and what happened to everybody and this, that, and the other. And finally John says to Patty, he says, you know, John, I've traveled a long way, and I'm really curious about your pigs, because I got my own pigs now, and I'm just curious to see how you do with your pigs. And Patty says, well, it just so happens that right now I'm about to go feed my pigs. So John says, well, that's great. Can you mind if I come along and see how you do it? And Patty says, well, sure, come right along. So they walk out behind the barn, and there's the pigsty, and all the pigs are in it. And Patty reaches down over the rail, and he picks up one pig in his arm, and he carries it over, and he's got a big apple orchard right across the lane. And he goes over to the apple tree and holds the pig up, and the pig eats an apple, and then he eats another apple, and pretty soon he's satisfied. So Patty takes the pig back to the pigsty, and he leans down, he puts the pig down on the ground, he picks up another pig, and he takes it over to the apple tree, and lets the pig have his feed, you know, and he does that to all the pigs. Well, John's just beside himself. He just can't contain himself anymore. And finally he says, you know, Patty, that's all well and good, but don't that just take a god-awful amount of time? And Patty says, well, what's time to a pig?
Very good.
Halfway through, I thought you'd all heard that joke.
Nice.
All right.
Hey, you want to sing Old Grey Mare?
Sure, okay, yeah. G.
That had more than one chord for sure.
For sure.
Yeah, that was definitely a 2 or 3 chord song.
At least 2.
Yeah, still inclusive. All right, want to do a steam machine?
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. All right, this is a very good tune. Another steam machine kind of song, Caliope-esque.
I'm exhausted.
Can we get a round of applause for Phil?
No.
No one can keep up with Phil's playing. Even Phil can't keep up with Phil.
That's a fact.
Oh, yeah, halfway through that tune, I thought, I'm producing too much steam myself.
Well, see, that
I need to
tune,
switch over.
that tune was made by a guy named Gary Harrison, right?
Right.
And he specialized in inventing tunes that sounded like old tunes that had been dug up from like the Library of Congress or some field recordings in the 1920s. And he never, as what I understand, he never told anybody that he actually wrote the tunes. He just played them and he let them just speak for themselves. And then eventually somebody figured out that he actually wrote those tunes. And that's one of his tunes. So, kind of a clever way to not brag about anything,
Yeah.
you know.
Kind of speaks for itself if you can produce something and have it accepted into this incredibly niche group.
Yeah, right.
Old time music is particularly nerdy. A lot of the time. And we love it that way. But if there's something new posing as old, it needs to do a very good job to enter the genre.
And you could get a lot of people upset too.
Oh, yes, you can.
You know, because they want to know where it came from and who wrote it and
What year was
did it.
that?
What year was that? That
key-
can't be right.
Well, what key did he play in?
Yeah, well, that's couldn't be right. That's not the way I heard it.
I think he put a seventh note in there.
Oh yeah.
Meanwhile, I feel like most of the people would be rolling in their graves hearing us sweat over the individual notes that they
Yeah.
played in one recording over 100 years ago. That's my,
Okay.
my thought. We're going to do one more before we break. As I said, we are new to this, and we're nervous. You guys are a great audience, but we're just so darn nervous.
We're nervous too.
Oh, you guys. We've been picturing you all naked.
No, we're gonna randomly pick 3 of you and teach you to play the banjo, fiddle, and guitar, and then we're gonna sit down there and listen to you. It's gonna be a raffle at the back.
All right, so we'll have a quick intermission, and we're looking forward to breathing, eating, drinking water, and socializing. But we need something to bring you back, so think of this tune.
All right.
This will bring you back.
Oh yeah. Well, my father was a jockey, didn't mean to ride behind. You know by that I had fun anytime you may go. This bring you back.
Thank you all again so much. Thank you, Wyoming Folk Cafe. We're gonna take a quick break. We'll be back.